Okay, so we just saw an amazing race at Dover Downs, which we have been seeing all meet. And part of that is thanks to this guy right here. He is Al Kraszewski. He is the assistant race secretary here at Dover Downs, along with Mark Short. So first of all, I want to know your relationship with harness racing. You have a long history with it, don't you?
Indeed, I do, Heather. It started out in 1976. My roommate in college was Mike Davis, and his mother needed somebody to help chart the races. So I ended up starting my summer job 1976, thanks to Mike, his mother Ruth, and of course Judy Davis Wilson. Been doing this for 42 years. So after that, Randy Mangus needs somebody in the program department. It went to him. Then that led to working for Joe DeFrank at the Meadowlands. And then as that carried on, I had a chance to be assistant general manager at Garden State Park. And I had the pleasure of announcing the March of Dimes Trot. And then as things went a little south at Garden State Park, I went to Delaware Park. And then fortunately with John Hensley working at Dover Downs, also working for Pete Szymanski and Craig Andal at Ocean Downs in the summer. So it's been great.
Oh my gosh. All right, just to recap this. Okay, so you've announced a little bit. You've worked in a race office. You've charted races. You've done publicity. I mean, am I missing something? Wait.
I was also a placing judge at Delaware Park. So just about done everything. I've been very, very fortunate, especially to the Davises, to be honest with you, Heather. Who would ever thought a summer job would last 42 years? So hopefully there'll be more on the way.
Since we've been having the show start back up here at Dover for our 2019-2020 meet, we have seen quite a lot of you doing interviews. This is something new for you, though.
Well, in a way, and taking over for our legend, Marv Bachrad, who we miss every single day. I did have the fortune in 1982, I worked for Madison Square Garden with Bob Marks, and we did the racing from Roosevelt Raceway back then. And that lasted a year, and that was a precursor to what you see now, the racing from the Meadowlands and most of the programs that you have the analyst or the track announcer come on before the races. We started that back then.
My goodness. Okay. No wonder you're so good at what you're doing when if you have missed any of the post times recently, Al was doing interviews for the matrons. He does them for the DSBF. You'll see him later in the show. This meet has been some incredible racing. How are your feelings about this meet so far?
Well, it's just been an outstanding meet, Heather. When you look back in the day when I was looking at the program and trying to handicap races, now I'm actually able to interview the people. Most of them are friends of mine, but also legends in the sport. You kind of have to pinch yourself, and especially the racing that John Hensley has put together, as well as Mark Short, our assistant race secretary. I'd have to say, I'll probably be debated, but we probably have the #1 harness single in the country. And Dover Downs has come a long way to have such great races. As we said, we had the Matron Stakes. We had the Hansen Progress Pace. These are all titans in the racing sport. We've had a couple track records. So it's been an amazing, amazing season so far.
And looking forward to a whole lot more this winter with, of course, our overnight stakes season is winded down now, but overnights, we've got an impressive group of horses, trainers, drivers.
Well, that's the thing. When you look at the program, you look at our driver colony, it's outstanding. The trainers, as you know, we have the best trainers going right now. So it's been really a magical season from Dover Downs from what it was when I started at Ocean Downs in the 70s.
Well, I've really enjoyed getting to know you on the show. I'm sure you guys have too. Thank you, Al, for being on Post Time.
Heather, it was my pleasure. And also, I remember you as a young gal starting out in the publicity department at Garden State Park. So we're very proud of what you've done for the sport. So keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. Thanks again.
My pleasure.